Hi, everybody. It is another lovely day out here at the river. It's a bit windy, it's a bit chilly. In some ways, I would say it feels more like fall right now than spring. But sometimes that's how it goes. No matter what season you're in, no matter what the weather's like where you are, I hope that you're having a beautiful day. Let's just talk for a moment. But first, a quick visual descriptor. I have long brown hair, glasses, a black coat and hood, a blue overcoat, coffee mug in hand. We have the river behind us. No snow, but there is the slightest bit of sprinkling rain. It comes, it goes. That's just how it is. I hope you have your coffee, your tea, whatever it may be, whatever gets your day going. Hot beverage. This is a hot beverage day for me, but maybe your day is a cold beverage day. So, however you wish to hydrate yourself or to have a little bit of comfort in a cup, go for it. Developing ourselves as artists, no matter what your art may be, is a big part of the journey forward to potentially being a pro- professional full-time artist. You know, whether you're doing it part-time, whether you're doing it as a hobby, or whether you intend to make art your business, it is still it's really important that you develop no matter where you are on that journey, no matter what you're doing on that journey. Whether you are a painter, whether you are a writer, whatever you may be, whatever art you may pursue, it's really important that you develop. Now, developing ourselves and growing and finding our place where we belong within our art communities is a big part of this. But let me just give you a few tips on how to better present or how to improve your presence. We're going to start right at the top with something that I think is truly important and truly will make the difference. And that is actually working out your story. Our personal stories, what brought us into art or what drives us forward in our art, is unbelievably important. This personal story will better connect people to the work you create because there's going to be more of you, more of your motivation within it. So let me just make this a little easier and a little simpler to understand, just in case you're not sure where to start. Your personal story is what is moving you forward. Now, for some of us, it can be what got us into art to begin with, but for others, it's why we're creating right now. This personal story develops the attachment to you as a creator, as an artist. It develops an attachment to what your message is. So, for myself, I create art in shades of gray. This is kind of my tagline as an artist. And my story is I started art very young, but I took a very long and roundabout journey to reaching the point where I was creating on a regular level. This, of course, isn't the total story, this is broad outlines, but a large part of my story is rooted in my desire to put myself within my creation, to show both the dark and the light within me, and that I see within the world, and then to walk a path through the gray in between. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it helpful? Is it hurtful? What are these things that all change based on perspective? This isn't as concise as it could be, but we only have so much time. Develop your personal story. Find the meaning within your creativity. Find the motivation. Why did you start making art? Let people know. When you develop a personal story, you'll develop a connection, and people will be more connected to your art through you. And if you want the art to speak on its own, then that's a part of your personal story. Now, other than developing a personal story, you need to be able to talk about your art. If you don't get excited, if you don't get those little tingles, or maybe just a little bit too much energy inside when you talk about your art, you could actually be lacking something. And I don't mean lacking something as an artist, I mean lacking something as building that connectivity to your audience, to the people that you wish to see your art. You need to be able to talk about your art. So maybe practice talking about the things that get you excited about your art. If discussing what's on, say, the canvas or the written page doesn't get you excited, but talking about the process to do it gets you excited, that's what you need to talk about. You need to talk about it in your posts on your websites or in your videos or however you display yourself online. Or at shows, if you do art shows. You need to be able to talk about your art, but you need to talk about the parts of it that truly excite you. There's a whole bunch of other aspects to our art that we need to talk about or discuss. I mean, it's going to come up. People are going to ask you for your artist statement. People are going to ask you about a specific painting or a specific drawing or a specific book or, each one of these things. But all of that is just an extra part. The part that's going to help develop you as a creator and the part that's actually going to help develop your presence as a creator is diving into discussing what excites you. So talk about your art. Talk about the things that truly move you. And this is going to bring us down to the last tip for the day, the last kind of directional, which is cross-study. Cross-study itself, again, it sounds like potentially something that is either obvious or you're already doing, but nonetheless, you should be doing it. Maybe you were doing it and you stopped. Make sure to cross-study. Cross-study is simply just studying things tangential or related to what you're doing, but maybe completely different. If you like to write fiction, you should study nonfiction. If you like to write poetry, you should study songs. I mean, they're related, but they're not quite the same. And one of the reasons you're going to want to cross-study is it's going to improve your skill set, but it's also going to improve your ability to talk to other people about the wider world of the art you're within. If you're a painter, you should most certainly be able to talk about the types of painting that you don't do. Oil painting, you should be able to discuss some acrylic. You don't need to be knowledgeable, you just need to be capable of understanding it to a certain degree. And you don't need deep knowledge, but you need some knowledge. This is going to, again, improve you overall. And it's also going to give you a whole different set of skills and tools in your toolbox that you can apply to what you do. There are certain types of narratives in writing which are very specific to a genre or to a subgenre. And if that's not what you work in, knowing about it, you might see how it can apply to what you do. If you do live video You're going to want to look at how people do recorded video. You're going to want to look at things like transitions and changes, as well as background and lighting, all of those other things, and see how you can bring it over to what you do. So cross-study. And of course, I'll go even a step further on cross-study. If you are a writer, you should definitely look into drawing and painting and art. If you're a video maker, you should definitely look into music. If you're a painter, you should definitely study something like history. All of this cross-study is going to broaden the horizons inside you, and it's also going to make you more compelling. It's going to give you an extra ounce of drive. And this drive is going to carry forth into all the work you do. Now, I hope you have your coffee, tea, whatever it may be. Get an extra cuppa. You deserve one. You've been working so hard. I know you've been working so hard. I can feel it. I can see it out there. All of you working so hard, trying to create your place, or maybe just trying to reinforce and strengthen where you are on your journey. You deserve an extra cuppa. You've been doing awesome. And if you have an extra cuppa in hand already, take a sip. Feel good about yourself because you are amazing. So just to go backward and recap, make sure that you're developing your personal story so people better understand you, the artist. Make sure you're talking about your art, but specifically the parts of it that excite you. Don't get dragged down into the details that you think people want to hear. Talk about what you want to say. And then cross-study. Learn everything you can about other arts, things related to your art, things that are similar but different to what you do. Become more knowledgeable, and this knowledge will shine out of you when you create. Now, I'd just like to talk to you for a quick moment about something else. Now, depending on where you are joining me, somewhere nearby, there's going to be a link to alcmcduffieart.com. That's my digital gallery, as well as where you can purchase my paintings, my drawings, things like that. I try to keep it updated, and I'm going to, of course, be adding more art over time. So the pieces that you see when you visit my digital gallery, they might not be the pieces that are there in a couple of weeks or next month. But most certainly, you can check out what I have been doing. You can check out what's currently available. And there are other links, including a page dedicated to my art workshops, which I'm holding every third Saturday of the month for the rest of the year. We just had our first this past weekend. It was amazing. So much fun, and I truly hope to see you at one of them. But please check out alcmcduffieart.com. Check out the art that's available. Please share, tweet it, put it out on whatever social media you use, because that extra reach will help me tremendously, and I would be ever so appreciative. It means the world to have more people seeing what we do. And in time, make sure that you're sharing what you do as many places as you can. Let more people see what you create and the light that you shine. Now, I will say, I hope you have a most marvelous day. You're all absolutely wonderful, and I appreciate each and every one of you coming here. Get yourself an extra cuppa. You deserve one. But I am out of here for the day. So thank you for joining me here at the river, even though it's a windy and chilly. Take care. Be excellent. Stay awesome. I'll see you all again real soon. Bye, everybody.